everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. This video is my most recent haul from L3. So let's get started. I haven't ordered from L3 in a while. When I say a while, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. That is big for me because you know how much I love L3 and how many videos I have on my channel and just the hundreds and hundreds of blends I've melted over the years. So on the 25th, they had a ready to ship pop up. I don't really know what that one was. They have full restocks and then they have pop-ups, so whether it was one of the two. But anyways, I had to grab a few of these things. I only got 10 items, so it's a relatively small haul compared to some of my others in the past. But I've been doing that purposely because I am due to be caught up for customs probably in the next month to 6 weeks, depending on how fast Jen is calling the list. Her and her family are going on vacation sometime this month, and that's why they pushed the pre-order when they did. They're getting ready to ship that stuff now. They're about a week ahead of schedule. I don't know about right this week, but they are going to be starting to ship that one soon, and they're already planning the next pre-order. So let's get started. I requested a couple of these blends because it's fall time. Fall's upon us. And even though I do have a lot of fall blends in my collection, I always want more. And furthermore, I did get a good bit of scoops. And I'm in love with scoops. I love scoops. So I actually organized most of my scoops yesterday up here, just shifting wax around and pulling, fall stuff out to start melting. And I have most of my scoops that are up here in one area, so I can just grab them. And then I do have my additional storage downstairs in the man cave area, and I have a handful of scoops down there, but I've for the most part had them all up here with me, so they're here for me to access. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'll show you my invoice after we go through the scents, so you'll understand why I think Trish wrote this on the invoice. First one I want to talk about is a tried and true favorite for a lot of us that have been into wax, and especially Bath & Body Works wax. This is Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. This one actually came back in candles this year. I, Ashley, have not purchased from Bath & Body Works for myself this whole entire year. Yes, I am on a big Bath & Body Works diet. I'm using what I have, soap-wise, wallflower-wise, etc. And then when I'm out, I will see if I want to continue to purchase those products. I'm not buying their body products anymore. I've just moved on to other things and a little bit better products for me in my life. But I will say Blueberry Pumpkin Patch is one of their best blueberry fall fragrances in my opinion. This one is blueberry, creamy pumpkin with a little bit, itty bit, baby bit of spice. It's not spicy. It's not pumpkin pie. It's a heck of a blender too. When I smell this, some of the scoops have the seal on top here. Some of them don't. I think it just depends on, I don't know if she gets this just from one supplier, or if she gets some from multiple. I'm not sure, but I have gotten many scoops in the past that didn't have a seal on it. But the last few times they've had a seal, which is okay with me. This one, I love this, and why I really like this too is you can blend with this. If you have a bakery blend, or a fruity blend, or maybe something that really isn't either of those things, palo or patchouli, something like that, you could throw a little bit of this into it and you could brighten that up with a little bit of blueberry, a little bit of creamy pumpkin. That's why I wanted to get this one. I actually requested this one, and I'm so happy it was poured because that's a good one. It's very versatile. Okay, I have a lot of these guys in the box today because I don't have a very big box. Next one here, Roll in the Hay. Roll in the Hay. This one I've had before. I've actually had this in a big loaf. And this one was requested by somebody else too, but I requested it too because this is a really good scent. Take the lid off here. These notes are pumpkin carvings, which is actually, I believe it's a Bath & Body Works type. It's out, well, I don't know about right now. Their Halloween stuff is probably most gone out of the Bath and Body Works locations, but you know, the last month or so, all their Halloween scents have been out, and pumpkin carvings is just their simple pumpkin scent. It's not spice, it's not sweet, it's just pumpkin carving, like it's raw pumpkin. And this is mixed with hay and mac apple. I love hay. Hay is fantastic. Hay goes very, very well with any blend in the fall. It goes with apple cider donuts, cider lane. Hay can be mixed with palo. Hay can be mixed with pumpkin. Hay is a hell of a blender. And I'm really sure, I think that, I didn't buy any this time, but I think either the last sale or the last pre-order that L3 had, she offered hay and put in caps and parentheses, fantastic blender. And she's right. I am in love with hay. I know Christy Hartshorn and Jenny Gilmore make fun of me for liking hay, but hay is so good. It's just once you smell it and you get it and it's blended right, you're like, ah, the light bulb goes off. Mac apple in here is done very tastefully. Mac apple and I really aren't the best of friends anymore because I find Mac apple, if you put too much in, it takes over the blend and that's all you smell. Mac apple needs to be done very tastefully, and it is in this blend. This is very, very good. You get a little bit of Mac apple, a little bit of that sweetness from the hay, and the creaminess in the background of the pumpkin. This doesn't necessarily smell like pumpkin, but it's more apple and hay and just fall. This is fall in a jar. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, next. Night of the Scarecrow. This one is another one. I haven't had this before, but this is right up my alley. You'll see why. This is pumpkin firewood, hay, and flannel. And that smells nice. Pumpkin firewood is a very unique scent. It's not pumpkin sweet, of course, and it's not necessarily pumpkin spicy. I wouldn't say there's any spice in it. It's more of a smoky pumpkin. It's a very unique pumpkin. Next time it's poured in trigs or something where it's just mixed with something simple, give it a try if you're interested in it. But my suggestion would be to get a trig. That's why they pour them, because, you know, a lot of people don't really want to commit to a larger size and necessarily a blend that has an oil in it they're not familiar with. I know I don't always want to do that. But, you know, just as if you're new to wax, once you get more experience and you try a wild card, I always recommend somebody that, asks me, I'm new to wax, what should I do? And, you've got to really find out the blends that speak to you, the blends that you really, really like that work in your home, and then try a wild card. A lot of favorites turn out to be wild cards. And I've said this before, my wedding dress was a wild card. It wasn't one I necessarily went in there wanting, but the stylist I had several, but she said, I want you to try this one on because I think you'll be surprised. And that's the one I picked. It was twice my budget, but that was the one that ultimately was the one. So this one here, pumpkin firewood, is good. You can blend it. It's kind of like Palo Santo or Palo Santo. You can mix it with just about anything and it's going to work because it's simple enough to where it doesn't necessarily dominate, but it accents, it blends so much. So for example, today is October 3rd. Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Toasted Marshmallow. If you take the Palo Santo out of it, you're going to know it's not there. If you put the Palo Santo in, it just bumps that up just a little bit more. You put Palo in anything else, and once you know what that scent smells like, then that's how you can get into more of a comfortable groove with blending things. So hay is good in this. Right now, this is very creamy. And this is more pumpkin firewood than I would say flannel or hay. But flannel is here. I smell it, but it's going to have to be warmed up. And plus, this needs to cure because it's only a little over a week old. So this will be perfect for October when it's Scarecrow and it's scary time and spooky time. So that is that one. Next, I love scoops. Claire. Okay, Claire. Claire is a sample that I got either in one of the, oh, that's so good. Either in one of the the Try Me samplers that Jen offers, the 50, you know, every order we get a bag of samples like this, three samples in here. The Try Me sampler are 50 of these. So I have bought that a couple of times in my shopping experience with L3, and they have been some of the best purchases, because then you really get to try, oh, that's what that one smells like, or I would never have bought that on my own, but I really like it. I love the fact that she offers those samplers, and even me as a seasoned melter who is very familiar with a lot of the blends and a lot of the oils, I would still buy a Try Me sampler. I really like it. Thus, Claire. I found Claire. Claire is fresh cut herbs, bergamot, and vanilla. Jamie himself described Claire's scent as such. I'm not quite sure what that's a reference to. Probably a movie or a show or something. But what I really like about this is it's fresh, it's clean. I like grass and I like hay, so this speaks to me in that way. It's has a little bit of bergamot, which is citrus. Little bit of citrus, and bergamot can also be masculine, but it's not masculine in this way because you do have the vanilla there to sweeten that up a little bit, and you have the herbs. This is, if you like grass, fresh cut grass, you'll like this. If you like hay, you'll like this, and that is why I wanted Claire. Been asking for Claire to be poured for a while, and it finally made the cut, so I was like, yep, I got to get you. I got to get you. This next one I've had many times. This is a tried and true favorite, and it's popular with a lot of us. This is Coffee House pumpkin pecan waffles, zucchini bread, and sugar cookie royale. Every time this is poured, I mean, I don't want to say every time because this is poured throughout the year, but around this time of year, this is a staple in my home. I always have some sort of pumpkin pecan waffle blend or coffee blend going, especially this time of year. I really start to pull out more fall, but this year has been a little different. I started melting fall back in July, believe it or not. I really wasn't into summer scents this year, or really even necessarily spring. I've melted a lot of fruity and a lot of fall and a lot of just non-seasonal stuff. I really, and it's funny because when I was younger, I couldn't get enough coconut, I couldn't get enough pineapple, I couldn't get enough tropical stuff. Now I'm really, and you know what, believe it or not, this will be funny, if you watch my channel, you know how much I'm in love with bakery. When I was younger, I hated the bakery candles because I melted candles or burned candles for most of my life until I started really being, you know, on my own and able to purchase what I wanted when I wanted, kind of a thing. And then I started experimenting with retail wax, you know, at Walmart and Target and such. But I've always had candles in my life. I have 300 candles in my storage closet in this room. Yeah, I've been collecting for years, and I love candles, but I find I get more performance and love from this. So I always have something coffee going in my life. In fact, I just took some coffee blends out of my warmers right before I sat down to film this, and I put in another vendor all throughout my upstairs, one scent, so I can, you know, be graced with that when I walk out the door. But this is something. I've also had this with espresso. Coffee House is a good coffee. It's got a little bit of chocolate in it because chocolate and coffee accent each other so well. I like Coffee House. It's strong. Like I said, I've had this with espresso and I've had this with coffee bean, and they're both great. I mean, espresso, pumpkin pecan waffles, sugar cookie royale, and zucchini bread is a fantastic blend. It's pretty much everybody likes it if you like the notes that are in there. The coffee bakery that's just one of the best blends I've had. This one is no different. I get a little bit of the syrupy pecan quality from the pumpkin pecan waffles, and then I get that kick of Coffee House. Love this one. Love this one. So good. Okay. That's all my scoops. Nope, I lied. One more scoop. Ooh, this was a request of mine. Actually, I want to do something first. Where is it? There it is. Okay. This is buttery gingerbread. This is an oil that Christy Hart-Shorn, she is another moderator admin for L3, and Jenny Gilmore. I believe either one of those two ladies has sniffed buttery gingerbread from another vendor and just has ranted and raved about it to Jen and Trish. And finally they found the oil and finally they bought it. So buttery gingerbread was offered in the pre-order in a couple of forms. I personally, I did not purchase the pre-order this year. I'm going to wait for the extras that are going to be loaded to the website and grab a handful of things. I skipped the pre-order for, you know, a certain reason, but I wanted to try buttery gingerbread. So I asked Jen and Trish so kindly, can you please pour buttery gingerbread in some form so I can smell it, so I know if I want to use it in a custom or, you know, if I like it and all that stuff, because I love traditional gingerbread. But one of the two ladies, Christy or Jenny, I don't remember, thinks that gingerbread itself can be a little bit too harsh and a little bit too strong. And I can understand that, but I love gingerbread. I love the punch of the ginger and the allspice, and I love the richness of the molasses. I love gingerbread. This one here has the same integrity as gingerbread, but it's not as potent as gingerbread. And I can understand why it's called buttery gingerbread. It is a little bit, it's a little bit creamy almost. So the best way to describe this for somebody who hasn't smelled this is it's like a diluted version of gingerbread. Some of the vendors out there that have really good gingerbreads, L3, and another vendor is Dessa. They have excellent gingerbreads. If you've tried those, then kind of just scale back a little bit on the potency of those two oils and you'll have buttery gingerbread. So I wanted to do that one first because this next scoop of mine, this is buttery gingerbread, lemon pound cake, brown sugar, and vanilla ice cream. What I was going with this is, actually on my customs list, I have a gingerbread lemon blend, and I wanted to see if it would work, really. So I thought, okay, buttery gingerbread. Christy or Jenny, like I said, find gingerbread to be a little too strong, and buttery gingerbread's a little bit more acceptable. It still gives you that gingerbread quality, but it's scaled back a little bit on the spice component. So I thought I didn't want to do lemon curd. I wanted to keep it straight lemon, lemon bakery, I should say. So that's why I picked lemon pound cake. And Jen has about 6 or 7 different lemon oils. I have them in an email. I've already asked her about that because I'm planning to do a zucchini bread lemon blend and a gingerbread lemon blend. But I really am trying to see how those oils perform and what my experience is with them. So this one here, it's nice. It's a little, I don't want to say weak, because it's not weak, it's lemon. It just might need a little bit more cure time, because I didn't want to just make it buttery gingerbread, lemon pound cake, and brown sugar. I wanted to add a little bit of creaminess to it. So that's why I picked vanilla ice cream over a marshmallow or even a whipped cream. I like vanilla ice cream because it gives a richness and a creaminess to it that isn't really necessarily, it has a little bit more depth to it. I could also have used vanilla butter fudge, but then it might be a little bit too rich. So I decided to, and she picked this blend to pour. So obviously they thought it was going to work. This one is nice. I do like this. I can tell that the pound cake is going to be pretty much dominant, but that those spices from the gingerbread are going to just accent that a little bit more, and that's really what I was ultimately going for this one. So L3 is having a major sale. I think it's 20% off everything on their website. A lot of stuff's probably already picked over. I haven't looked because I'm waiting, like I said. If this blend is already on there and you're interested in it, pick it up. And you can't go wrong, because if push comes to shove, you can blend that with zucchini bread. You can blend it with brown sugar pound cake, cream cheese frosting, whipped cream, vanilla ice cream. You can really play with vanilla. You can even melt it. You could put this. I would even do blueberry, pumpkin, Bath and Body Works with this. But try it out. If it doesn't work, empty your warmer and throw it away. That's what I do. Okay, 6, 7, we have 3 things left in here. Okay, warm vanilla sugar, pumpkin firewood, apple cider. This one, I love warm vanilla sugar. And pumpkin firewood, we've already talked about. And apple cider is hit and miss with me. Sometimes it's too astringent. It's too spicy for me. I like apple with a little bit of spice, but I do not like some of the apple cider oils that are out there in the wax world. This one, I like this, especially because it has that warmth and that vanilla creamy quality that warm vanilla sugar offers. Warm vanilla sugar is my favorite vanilla blender. I love it. Even though it's body care, it translates very well to wax because it blends very well and it holds up its integrity. It just doesn't peter out flat like a lot of other vanilla oils do, to my experience. In my experience, I should say. And the pumpkin firewood is just there as a little extra unique oil. I mean, it's a unique oil. This is nice. I do get that apple firewood, excuse me, apple cider, but the smokiness is there from the pumpkin firewood, and it's got a little bit of creaminess from the warm vanilla sugar. Warm vanilla sugar is so good. If you've never had it, you have to try it because it's good. Okay, next one. This is pomegranate ginger ale apple cider. I think well, it wouldn't have been last Sunday. It would have been the Sunday before that. Trish does her, sorry, I have to rub my eye. I have allergies. And, yeah, time of the year. I started my allergy medicine yesterday. I usually don't take it in the summer because summertime isn't really all that, I'm not sensitive like that. But now, believe it or not, the leaves are starting to change here. I had to run out and do an errand today, and I was driving down the road, and I said, holy shit, the trees are starting to change. Their leaves already. They're so confused. Out here in Utah, we had a very cool summer, I should say. I mean, yes, of course, we had a few 100-degree days, and up in Salt Lake, it's about an hour from here, they had several days over 100. It gets a little hotter up there. But I'm here where I live. We had a really cool, I'm talking like mid to upper 80s all of June. Didn't really even hit 90. And right now it's 65 degrees outside. So the nights are getting cooler, and there isn't necessarily, I think we might be done with mid 90s, 100-degree weather for the season. So they're starting to change, and it's kind of sad. I love fall though, but I don't like wintertime, and winter's right into the back seat of fall. So on Sundays, Trish asks for Senspirational Sundays, and that Sunday she asked for apple cider. So this was one that I requested. This was pomegranate ginger ale and apple cider, and I thought, I was thinking about cranberry ginger ale from Canada Dry is out either around this time. It's probably even more ready in Thanksgiving time. And if you've never tried it, it's really good. You can kind of duplicate it if you just get a really good ginger ale, like Canada Dry or Schweppes even. I like, what's the other one? They don't sell it out here in Utah. When I go back east, I can get it. I can't remember what it's called right now. But you put a little bit of cranberry juice in ginger ale, and you can kind of get what that Canada Dry cranberry ginger ale is like. What I was going with this is I thought pomegranate is so similar to cranberry in that it's bold, it's rich, it's tart. So mixing it with apple cider, I thought they would complement each other very well. And then you add that little bit of fizziness and a little bit of that ginger from the ginger ale, and I thought this would be very fall appropriate. And that's exactly what I thought it would be in my head. This is nice. It's not like frosty, fizzy, bubbly. It's not as potent as just a straight fizzy pop or fizzy soda. This has a little bit of effervescence to it, but it's not too bad if those fizzy scents bother your nose, or it's not something that you want to have in your home. That's my opinion on that one. 6, 7, 8, 9. I have one more item in here. Buttery gingerbread and sugar cookies. Now this is just going to be the buttery gingerbread that I talked about with a little bit of sugar cookie. Oh, that's good. That is so good. Not sugar cookie royale. just sugar cookie. Sugar cookie royale sometimes is a little bit too sweet because it has an icing element to it. I don't always want to grab sugar cookie royale, even though it's a great oil. I mean, Jen has one of the best sugar cookie royales out there, in my opinion. I thought that just sugar cookie would, you know, I didn't request this one, but I don't know who did, unless one of the girls on Jen's team decided to give buttery gingerbread in a little bit of a larger form, or they might have even offered this in their pre-order. Maybe they got a head start on it or poured extra or something. I don't know. But I am so happy that I like buttery gingerbread. It is a little bit creamier, especially when you add the sugar cookies to it. So if you're up for customs and you really want to try a gingerbread scent, and gingerbread, plain gingerbread is just a little bit too much for you, mix it with sugar cookies or sugar cookie dough. I mean, you could even do sugar cookie royale, but it might be a little bit sweeter. And just, you know, start with that as your base and just go up from there. That's just my opinion. That's what I would do. So next are the samples. I always do the samples last. I did not sniff any of these beforehand. I just opened the box right before I sat down to film this. So these were all on camera sniffs. So the Underworld. I haven't had this one before. And that's nice. I wonder if there's huckleberry in here. Huckleberry, it smells like huckleberry. I'm not sure. Like I said, I can go to town with describing what a blend is like if I have the notes in front of me, but trying to blind sniff, unless it's absolutely obvious, I am not talented with that. So I do smell a berry, and I think this is huckleberry. Maybe it's not, but it smells similar. Carissima. Haven't had this one before. That smells nice. I might have a little bit of cinnamon sugar in here. Not sure what's in that one, but it's nice. I do like that one. Samples are hard, unless it's one that doesn't have a name. Winifred's Elixir. I haven't had any of these samples, so that's good because then I can try more blends. That's interesting. I like that one. It's a little mysterious. It's a little sultry. I like that. Ooh, okay. And I wanted to show you here. I'm pretty sure that Trish wrote this on my invoice. I'm going to cover up my address for privacy purposes. She wrote on my invoice, "You and your hay." Because we have a private admin chat, you know, the 5 of us, Jen and Trish and Christy, Tam, and myself. And I was talking about hay, and Christy makes fun of me for liking hay. Ew, hay, you and your hay. And so I thought it was just cute that she remembered you and your hay. So yeah, you gotta have fun. So, okay, guys, hope you have a beautiful week. It's Monday, believe it or not. And happy Labor Day. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll see you soon.